I don't think there's anything left that could save such loathsome sinners. The chance given was the life they lived before. The punishment is this. There is no undoing what is done.
Looks like we're talking about sinners. Now, sinners are a type of demon that appears, as the name suggests, when a human commits sin while alive and their soul is sent to hell as punishment. They sit roughly on the upper low end of hell's hierarchy, ranking above hellborn such as imps, hellhounds, and succubi. They are also the only form of lesser demon that is capable of gaining power and rising above the ranks. Now, the capabilities of sinners can vary wildly based on abilities they gain either later on, powers they learn how to use but aren't unique to them, and abilities that they develop upon their original creation. The powers can be practically anything from flight, additional limbs, tentacles, electrokinesis, regenerative abilities, you name it and a demon probably has it. These starter powers will usually dictate how far a sinner demon can go in terms of obtaining further power. Speaking of which, let's go over how exactly they gain said power and eventually rise up the ranks. Sinners can gain power in a myriad of ways, which can be summarized as deals, knowledge, and connections. Starting with deals, they are the most important way a sinner can gain strength as it actively strengthens the other two. You see, demons, specifically sinners and higher up demons, will entice other demons or sometimes on occasion humans with interesting deals, usually giving the demon or human something in the short term like money, luck, better looks, basically anything the specific demon can provide, and in exchange the demon will usually get their soul, a service, an item, or all three. By making these deals, the demon not only increases their own power but gets a willing, or in this case partially unwilling, servant for the rest of eternity, increasing their manpower and connections. Now when I say deals, I don't mean just magical, as not every demon can pull off soul-binding contracts with eldritch magic. Deals can be struck with other powerful demons in exchange for their own services, though this is not something they should do often, and at the very least, if they do make a deal, they have to specify what they are giving up exactly. It's possible that deal making is either learned or is an ability obtained by increasing one's power. Regardless, it's pretty rare, and those who do know about it steer very clear of those who can perform these deals. Moving on, we have knowledge, because the fact is magic and spells are a thing in the Hazbin universe, and if you get a hold of these secrets, you can become incredibly powerful. A good example of this would be the spells held within Stolas's grimoire and the abilities showcased by Alastor when he demolished Sir Pentius. Now, getting the hold of these spells and incantations can obviously prove to be very difficult. They are usually in the possession of very dangerous groups such as powerful sinners, overlords, and possibly a demon prince, also known as a Goetia, and they are most likely not going to cooperate and give them willingly. So they are left with the option of either taking these secrets by force or making a deal, neither of which is a good idea. Lastly, we have connections. This is pretty simple. Knowing the right people and being owed a favor here and there will increase your power pretty significantly. Again, this is why deals are so important, but it's possible to set up connections without them. This requires a lot of scheming while hoping you don't get caught, unless that is you have enough raw power to not really have to worry about it. In fact, if you are powerful enough, you can force others to work with you either by forcing them physically, mentally, or magically by forcing them to make a deal with you. This is actually a small part in how Alastor rised up the ranks so quickly, as he began dominating over other overlords that had been around for centuries and forced them into servitude, and then broadcasted the horrifying torture and carnage that he produced to send a message. That message being, if you didn't work with him, he'd do the same to you. So connections through fear are still connections. Now this can take a very long time, but if a demon plays their cards right, it can happen pretty quickly. Alastor hadn't even been in hell for an entire century before gaining the rank of overlord, though he's more of an exception. Usually it takes a demon much longer to reach that level. This isn't too much of a problem though, as unlike the lesser demons, sinners do not age and can't be destroyed by anything in hell. The only thing capable of killing a sinner permanently is angelic weaponry or magic, meaning your average demon has all the time in the world to gain further power as long as he is not killed. Anyway, that's all I got for this video. I'm genuinely surprised I've never actually covered the Hazbin universe before, considering that I adore the concept of both shows. And there's actually plenty to talk about, so if you guys want to see more, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and thanks again to my patrons on Patreon. Your support is greatly appreciated, and if you excuse me, I gotta go work on a Steven Universe video and binge Fiona and Cake. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye!